You know what time it is. It's time to build this 3-level fishing cabin on stilts. It's done in a modern Polynesian kind of style, and you are going to build it with me right here on camera. Let's get started. Hey everybody, this is SWChris, and we are here on the center, and this is our GPS coordinates, 46.9, 65.5. We're going to build this house right here in the water, starting with this lone little stilt. So let's take a look at our equipment list, our materials list, and see what we've got here. You can see we have a whole buttload of pillars and ceilings and all this wood stuff. We're basically building it almost entirely out of wood. We're going to be using some thatch and one little metal thing, but sit back, relax, or get your client up and build along with me because we're starting right now. So of course, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and stick this kind of pillar here in the water. I'm using tech armor today, by the way, because it's easier to get out of the water than cheat flying. So once you have your pillars stuck in the sand here, oh gosh, really? I cleared out this stupid thing. I destroyed wild dinos, and here come all these piranhas. It's crazy. Anyway, hopefully we don't get bugged too much today by the fish. Let's go ahead and put a ceiling on top of the pillar. And then we will build out one this way, and we'll jump up on here. We'll put one right there. And that is as far as we can go right now, which is totally fine, by the way. So let's go ahead and work on this little dock area. So we're going to build the dock area first. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to take a little fence foundation. That's a railing. Fence foundation, please. And we're going to place it right here. I'm going to press Q so it kind of goes a little bit. You can kind of see where that green is sticking out. We want it on the interior snap point of this wood thing. We're going to snap the wood foundation to both sides of it. And we're going to just put that wood right down into the ground so that this will start acting as a foundation support. So once we get it figured out here, it is a little squirrely, but especially underwater, you kind of have to move around a bit, but you will get it eventually, and I'm going to have to keep trying here. There we go, got it. Okay, awesome. Can get rid of that. And now that we have foundation supports, we should be able to build a ceiling out this far at least. Yes, that works great. Okay. So we have this much. Now we're going to do another little wood support here. And I'm just going to stick it right in the middle right there. Put pillar right there, pillar right there. And then over here we're going to do the same thing. Put a pillar right there, or a fence foundation right there, and then a pillar there, and a pillar there. And we also want one right here. Now, because you have a pillar right here and a pillar right here, it's going to snap perfectly just like that, which is very nice for us. And so once you have all this, you want to go ahead and connect all these down into the ground. Okay, these pillars are now in the ground, and we can go ahead and work on extending this a little more. I want to go out, probably at least maybe one more. So let's see what we can do here. We could put a pillar right there if we wanted, but I don't want to do that. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a fence foundation here, and then put a pillar right smack in the middle. Oh, we have another saber-toothed salmon coming in. And do the same thing for the other side here. See if we can get the right snap point. There we go. All right. And then we build down and connect this down to the ground as well. Now we go ahead and we add one more ceiling to the end of the dock here. And instead of putting the fence foundations here, we go ahead and put them on the end. And then we add a pillar here and a pillar here. That's just so we kind of avoid these kind of little things sticking down here. No way to really avoid it on this part, so we kind of have to live with it. Unless you want to manually line up the middle parts right here. You can certainly do that. It's up to you. But I chose to do it that way. And then once this is done, you go ahead and you bring this all the way down to the ground. By the way, if you are enjoying this, please go ahead and consider giving me a follow on Twitter. That's where I get to let my hair down a little bit and just be me and, you know, tweet at me. Let me know what you're building here. Send me screenshots. We can just kind of chill and have a bit of fun. So go ahead and give me a follow at SWChris MC. So one more note, if you are a little concerned about little fishies coming in and nibbling at your pillars and destroying your dock and stuff, you know, you can replace these with stone up to probably almost the water level. I wouldn't go too much higher than that because we do want to preserve kind of the wood look. I'm not going to do that because I'm in a creative world and I just don't have that issue at this point. Not really a concern. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's work on the next level up. So this always threw me when I was kind of a newbie builder was if I started low, how do I build up the ceiling when I'm building off of pillars and not like foundations? It's really not that big of a leap, but for some reason mentally, for some of us, it just kind of gets in the way. Because we look at this and we think, how do I get it so that it's flush with the pillar? There's no snap point for the edge of this wood ceiling, and it's a little stymieing, right? Well, there's a pretty easy way to do this, and to do it, we're gonna have to build out a little bit of the understructure of this build here. So let's go ahead and come down here, and now we're gonna go to stone pillars because these next two pillars we're gonna build are actually the load-bearing pillars for the majority of our house. So I am going to insist that you use stone here. You don't necessarily have to, but it's probably better if you do, even if you are in a creative world. The dock can always be repaired. It doesn't cost that much in resources, but if your entire house comes down, you're pretty much screwed, right? So go ahead and stick a stone pillar right there and put a ceiling here just to kind of test it. If the pillar does not stick up to the ceiling, if it's flush like this, then you did it right, okay? And then you can get rid of the ceiling. It's going to be fine. And then we want to put another stone pillar right here, okay? Now, next thing is you're going to want to put a wood pillar up here, and this just kind of keeps the fishies from attacking. And once we build the rest of this house, other animals that would maybe want to attack these things would have a hard time getting to these things. So it's okay if you keep these as wood. Let's go ahead and get up. Okay, so now that we have these pillars here, what we can do is we can put a ceiling right here. We can just bring it over to here, and we can get rid of this ceiling right now. And this pillar, by the way, which is pretty nice because these pillars are now load-bearing since you stuck them into the ground. And now we need to get some walls. So let's put a wall right here. It's just temporary, and you see how it kind of includes into the thing. You want the lower snap point. Like this, the lower snap point. You want this to look like this. If it kind of occludes into it, then odds are you placed either the wall too dang high, which kind of like this is a problem, or the ceiling is too low. So you want to revisit where you put your snap points. But if it's like this is great. So that's wonderful. And then we can just get rid of that wall. It's just to see if we aligned this correctly, and we did. So now we can put railings here. And the railings, and we should also get rid of this ceiling briefly. The railings give you this kind of nice little crosshatch look. So we're just going to do that all the way across here. And once we have these in, what we can do is we can come over here and we can actually build out the ceiling. Or the foundation point for the rest of this house, okay? So here's what you're going to do is you're going to bring the house 3 across like this, and you can go 4 back. And we'll need a ceiling right there so that we have foundation support for this whole thing. All right, there we go. So now that we have our basic house foundation, we can continue on. Okay, now that we are back here down on the docks, we do need a way to get up to the house that we're going to build. So let's put a metal ladder right here. And that'll be nice and sturdy. We can just climb it, and you can just pop up. It's very easy. And then we're going to go ahead and start adding pillars and things. So we'll want to add a pillar right here, a pillar right there, and a pillar right there. And then we're going to go all the way across like so, just all the way around. We want to go all the way to the corners and just kind of keep going all the way around. The pillars are going to snap off each other. They're not actually snapping to the corners of this. So if you get to a point where you can't snap any more pillars, it's okay, because you can just come around this way. And you can do some more. So snap a pillar right there, right there, right there. And then this one should snap now. Yes. Okay. It's very, very easy to do. Pretty easy, actually. And then we're going to want to do a pillar right here and a pillar. Pick your poison. It doesn't matter which snap point. I'm going to pick this one just because it seems to line up a little more with these. Maybe. Yeah, well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just pick one. They all have the same height anyway, which is what matters. Okay, so this part here is going to be your front deck. So we're going to fence this in with some railings. I'm going to put a railing right here, railing right here, railing right here, a railing right here. If it really bugs you, you can put a pillar here, but I think it's fine without. It gives you a better view without kind of occluding, the landscape around you. Okay, so now in here, this is going to be the interior of the cabin. We need to bring this first row. Consider these as rows, okay? So this is row 1, this is row 2, row 3, row 4. So row 1 is going to be too high. And we're going to build this with a sloped roof in mind. So those are going to be too high. Row 2 is going to be 3 high. Row 3 is going to be 4 high. I'm out already. So many pillars. And then row 4 is going to be 3 high. All the way across. Okay? So now that we have kind of the basic outline of this laid out, we can start adding in some walls. So let's go ahead and get started on that, starting with the front door. So let's put a wooden door frame in here. So there's a nice little wooden door frame. Let's do a second one on top. If we do a window frame, we won't be able to walk through this door frame. It's kind of weird that way. And then on the next one, we're going to do a window frame. So that is number 6. And a window frame right here as well. Then we're going to put a door frame up right here. And this design is not mine. This is going to be a double kind of paned window type of thing. I think Timmy Carbine came up with this design. Either that or V.A. Jane, but I don't remember which. I think it was Timmy Carbine. But apologies if I did miscredit this. But this is a really cool design. I'm just implementing it. So it's not my invention, but it's pretty neat. And then we're going to go ahead and continue. So this is going to be a pretty open floor plan. So let's go ahead. Let's put in a window here and door frame here. And then let's do a wall right here and a wall right here. Let's do walls all the way around. So go ahead and do this like so. Right to this point, and then we're going to do another window frame. Then we'll do a door frame, and then a wall, and then we'll do window frames along this back area here. Oops. Like so. And let's see, let's do door frame, and then I need more window frames. A window frame right there, all along this back row here. And then we'll do a wall right here. And I'm going to put a fireplace here, so that's why we're making it solid. And so this is it for kind of the flat walls. And so now we need to do these sloped walls here. So this is going to be a sloped wall left. And let's see, another sloped wall left, sloped wall right. I'm going to do a sloped wall left up here, sloped wall right, and a sloped wall right. All right, so if we come out here and we just kind of hover around, you can kind of see the frame of this is kind of handling quite nicely, I have to say. So that's pretty wonderful. By the way, if you are enjoying this tutorial, I would really appreciate it if you would share this video out. The more ways we can share this video, the more we can do more of these tutorials, because I am doing these videos to help you be more creative. That's my whole MO for doing this channel. And if these are not getting shared around, if they're not getting a whole lot of views, then it means I'm probably not doing as good a job as I could be. Maybe I should be doing something else. So if you do enjoy this, I would love it if you would share it, hit that like button, tell your friends, whatever. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. Okay, so you may have noticed in that last little bit where I was talking about sharing the video that this stuff is still floating. So we need to connect it to the ground to kind of sell the effect that this is actually supporting the house. So go ahead and continue. It may be a little tricky in some places. Yep. You just got to kind of get it about right, and then you just place them on down. So go ahead and do that for all the pillars surrounding this place. Now that you've got a proper looking support structure underneath, we can go ahead and start working on the interior. So let's get started on that. Let's go ahead and let's put a wooden pillar right here, and let's bring that up all the way to the ceiling. And then we're going to go ahead, we're going to put a wood wall right here, and we want the interior version to show outwards. So press E, stick it down, and then here we're going to want a door frame. And you're going to want to do the same thing. Just press E, and then it's going to kind of stick to the snap point. Bring it in just a bit, and then press. Oh, it screwed up again. There we go. All right, so now it did it right. You're just going to have to kind of play around with that look here, but I'm sure you can figure it out. And then on top of that, you're going to want a wood wall right here. Now, why are we doing this kind of thing? Well, we are actually going to be putting a staircase in. So let's go ahead and let's do that. So here's our staircase. We're going to stand right here, and this is the snap point we want. But we're going to press Q to snap it over here, press down, and it'll occlude right through this this pillar, and it'll go right on up to here, which is awesome because we want ceilings here so that we have a nice little loft area. And this is our third level. Okay, so once we have this third level, we have these ceilings. You want to put a couple of these right here, a couple of these railings, and we have a nice spot. So basically, that means we can pretty much get started on the roof. To place the roof, just use these sloped thatch roofs because we're kind of going for the modern Polynesian look, and just bring them all the way across like so. There we go. Got one right there, and we got one right there. And then you can just bring them across down here as well. And just, yeah, that looks good. I just want to make sure the seams line up good. And we can go outside and take a look here. Yeah, that looks okay. It's, if you notice here, if you're a little OCD about this, you notice the seam here is a little to the left of the seam down here. You kind of see that. That's because I snapped these to the right edge of the house, and these up here snapped to the left edge of the house. So if you're OCD about that, just make sure you snap them to the correct side of the house every time. There we go. So if we do that, and we come outside, we take a look. Yeah, it's even now. It's minuscule. Nobody else will ever notice it, but, you know, I care. I really do. So I went ahead and did it. All right, so now let's look at the interior proper here. We still have to place a lot of windows, so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to use greenhouse doors and glass for that. So, of course, you put the greenhouse doors in the door frames, and you see how they kind of go upstairs a bit. If this weirds you out, you can put window frames in, but it might make the exterior of your house look a little funky. So if you care about that, you can just kind of customize it however you want. I kind of like it this way. So this is how I'm going to go. All right, so we got all the windows in. Now we just need a little door. So let's put a wooden door down here. And now you can just kind of walk right through, and it's not going to be a problem. All right, awesome. Next, let's take a look at fireplace placement. So let's just place a fireplace right between these two wooden poles. You can see it very easily. And then you just, once it's lined up, you can just kind of move it back until it is kind of even. There you go. Very nice. I like the way that looks. So let's go ahead and keep it. Now it all just comes down to furnishing the interior how you want. So I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to use this little closet here as a nice little storage closet. Problem is with the staircase there, I can only fit one of these storage shelves in, which, you know, fine with me. If you really care about it, you can, hopefully you watch the tutorial a little bit ahead of time, and you can just stick storage spaces just right here. You could probably fit about 3 of them. But I'm going to do it like this. I'm just going to put it right up against this door so you can just kind of access it whenever you need. And then we can add a nice little wooden door so that it's hidden from view. And you can just come over here and close it. Sometimes you get stuck in the door, so you have to watch for that. But yeah, that's how I'm going to do it myself. And then you hardly ever notice it because you're usually not looking through the stairs as you go up. So that works pretty good for me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and furnish this and paint it up. And we are going to go ahead and take a look at the final reveal. All right, so it's almost time for the final reveal. Remember, if you have any building tips or ways to improve this tutorial, please comment down below so others can learn from you as well as me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and boost up and see what we got here. And without further ado, there's a rainstorm. Oh, that was perfectly timed. Let's try that again. Okay, much better. Good grief. Those silly rainstorms, they always get in the way. So as you can see, I painted this a nice bright green with forest green and white accents. The forest green is for the windows, a couple of the railings, and some of the window frame stuff. Of course, all the pillars have been painted white, except for down here. I left these kind of the natural color just to make it look like they were once painted white, but maybe the water washed the paint away. You know, with the increasing tides and whatnot. So that's kind of my thought process on that. And I think it looks really nice. It gives it a nice little weathered look. And we painted the wood a tangerine color. That gives it kind of a nice little pine kind of look, which is really what I'm going for. Oh, hey, I forgot to paint this chair. Let's do that really fast. Placed a little fishing chair here. Nice little raft. A couple storage bins. We'll come back to those in a second. I left the metal ladder just metal because that's what it is. Put some chairs right here. And inside, we added table and chairs, another chair, my chemistry bench. If you've seen a couple of my build guides, you know I love my chemistry bench. It's the closest thing that looks like a kitchen counter. So that's what I put in for our little kitchen there. And of course, a refrigerator. And if we go upstairs, oops, excuse me. Go upstairs, we'll see a nice little storage box area. I forgot to paint those too. They should be white, but you know, it'd be interesting to kind of see how you guys are decorating your interiors. So I'd love you to send me some screenshots of that sometime. Let's go ahead and head on outside. There we go. So that is the full tutorial, and you know, we gotta end this off right, okay? So we gotta do a nice little fishing thing, because this is a fishing cabin. It's a kind of a Polynesian style sort of fishing cabin type of thing. So let's go ahead and how do I cast? Not working. Did I do that wrong? Oh, hello. Ah, there we go. So you gotta point it at the water. All right, awesome. Now we're fishing, and oh man, this looks really cool. I really like this. I'm taking a screenshot. So, you know, I didn't used to think I was very creative, but I tried and I learned I could be, so I'm making these build guides to really just kind of help you be creative too. So please subscribe, and then become a little more creative by clicking on the video in the top right corner for more build guides. Don't forget, there's also another video of me playing on the Building Evolve server, as well as a Discord. So check those out, and we will see you for the next build guide. My name is SWChris. Auf Wiedersehen. Arrivederci. Hasta la vista. Bye-bye.